Hi everyone, welcome to another video looking at one of the new topics that's in the GCSE that's going to be assessed for the first time this summer, and this topic is known as frequency trees. It's basically another way of approaching a question with multiple pieces of information, a bit like I suppose a two-way table, but laid out something that looks a bit like a probability tree I suppose, but there is the real risk there that you confuse the two techniques, because in a probability tree we put the probability at the end of each of the branches. A frequency tree, hence the name of the topic, we put the frequency or the total at the end of each of the branches, and that just allows you to map out all the possible totals of different things in the experiment. So let's have a look at this worked example. 100 students had some homework, and you can see here that we're starting with our number 100 because that represents the total population or the total frequency. The first variable we then have is gender, and we've got boys and girls, and they represent our two branches. So off this way we have all of the boys out of the 100, and off this way we have all of the girls out of the 100. So if this was a two-way table, we'd have boys and girls at the top, and then we'd be separating between them. So 42 of these students are boys, so of the 100 going along the boys branch, we can fill this in as 42. Now it would make sense, I suppose, that we then filled in this box, because if it tells us that 42 are boys out of 100, then 58 must be girls, because 58 and 42 make my 100, which was my total frequency to begin with. It then splits further into our second variable, which is whether they did their homework or not. So I suppose as a two-way table we'd now have girls and boys, homework and not homework, and then we'd be populating each of the cells in that two-way table, but here we're doing them in terms of a frequency tree. So we've dealt with the 100 students had some homework, we've dealt with the 42 of these students are boys, now we've got 8 of the 100 students did not do their homework. So this box here did not do their homework, plus this box here did not do their homework, is going to have to total 8, but we don't know how those 8 are split. They might all be boys, they might all be girls, or there might be some of each. So at the moment, this fact isn't going to help us. We're going to have to come back to that. Now, 53 of the girls did do their homework. So let's go down the girl branch here. 53 out of these 58 did do their homework. So that's going to go in there. Now what we can deduce from that then is if there were 58 girls in total, 53 of which did do their homework, then 5 of them must not have done their homework, and that we can check adds up to our 58. So that's that fact done with, and then it says use the information to complete the frequency tree. So we're out of information now, so we're going to have to go back and have a look at what information we didn't use properly to begin with. So let's go back to this line here. 8 of the students did not do their homework. Now we know of those 8, 5 of them were girls. So if 5 girls didn't do their homework and there were 8 in total, 3 boys must not have done their homework either, because that's how we total up our 8. And then we can fill in our final box here. There were 42 boys in total. If 3 of them did not do homework, then 39 of them must have done homework, because that totals up our 42. So there's a completed frequency tree. What do we then use this for? Well, in all likelihood, this is going to be used in the GCSE to lead on to a probability question. So it then says one of the girls is chosen at random. So we're going down this route here, and we can ignore, if you like, all of the boys at the top of this. Okay, so we're looking at the girls down here, and there's 58 of them. So I know my probability is going to be out of 58. Work out the probability that this girl did not do her homework. So I've got 58 girls, 53 did do it, 5 did not, so there's a 5 out of 58 chance that she didn't do her homework, and it's going to make most sense that we express that as a fraction, but I suppose you could do a decimal equivalent or you could do a percentage equivalent. Those would be the only 3 ways that we could express that in the exam. Hope this short video has made sense in terms of frequency trees. My biggest tip to you would be don't confuse them with probability trees, because the structure looks the same, but on these we're putting in total numbers rather than probability of each event happening. And just remember, they're an alternative way of expressing a two-way table. So if it does come up in the exam and you're confused, use a two-way table by the side to help you identify which of the missing gaps you can find and which you can't, and then fill it in from backwards from there. Thank you.